Play ball!
Looking for the ultimate change-up from the typical family night? How about a Grand Slam good time with friends and coworkers? Then unleash the fun at Haymarket Park with an action-packed, thrilling season of Salt Dogs baseball. Choose from 50 home games now through August with daily and weekly specials your whole pack can enjoy, including group discounts. Don't miss out on the magic and the excitement.
Strike three, you're out!
Visit saltdogs.com to reserve your tickets today. Unleash the fun.
Shopping for new flooring is different today. Getting your questions answered, making the right selection, getting the best value, and installed quickly and professionally. Visit ostreetcarpet.com or shop our store. We'll answer all your questions and help you make the right choice. You'll be enjoying your new floor in just days for less than you'd pay elsewhere. Carpet, vinyl, wood, laminate, tile, and area rugs. We've got it all.
O Street Carpet.
1732 O Street. Family owned and operated. Always the best value.
Rashawn Jackson here for Bauer Infrastructure, a veteran-owned local company proudly serving Lincoln, Lancaster County, and the surrounding areas. Bauer provides quality work at an affordable price, and they're growing rapidly. If you want to experience a career with a fast-paced, family-friendly environment, visit BauerInfrastructure.com. They have top-of-the-line benefits, year-round work, even through the winter. Bauer, usher in the new era of infrastructure to an area near you. And as always, go Big Red.
IT issues wreaking havoc on your day? It's time to hire the experts. It's time to hire Hamilton. When it comes to your business, you don't have time to worry about network security, data backup, and protection, or support when devices slow down or stop working. At Hamilton, we ensure that your technology is up to speed and works as hard as you do. Don't let IT issues slow you down. You deserve better. Hire Hamilton at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
You don't think about your roof very often, but you should never take it for granted. Roofing Service Company takes every measure to provide you with the highest quality roofing solution. Whether it's a new roof installation, roof repair, or a re-roofing project, their overall goal is to provide you with a pleasant experience and a long-lasting roof. If you have a need for siding or gutters, they're your place too. Visit roofingservicecompany.com for more info today.
Yesterday, your water heater worked just fine. Today, surprise! When you're out of hot water, just call the plumbers at Bryant. In most cases, you can get same-day water heater replacement. What you won't get is a costly surprise with the bill. At Bryant, the price you're quoted is the price you'll pay. No last-minute extras for piping or ventilation alterations. Need a new water heater? Just call Bryant, 467-1111. Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing. We do whatever it takes.
Hey there, fellas. It's your girl, Jordan, with Sartor Heyman Jewelry. Let's talk commitment. And what better way to do that than with some shiny, sparkly jewelry? Am I right? Now, I'm not suggesting you have to rush, but if you're considering making a significant move, do your planning. We offer financing and payment plans. Lock down your selection with confidence. Until next time, this is Jordan at Sartor Heyman Jewelry. Happy shopping, guys.
There's nothing quite like the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese Beef. The Mercado offers unique ingredients you can't find anywhere else, open every day from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. The full-service butcher shop and retail store is wonderful for meat lovers with their exclusive Certified Piedmontese Beef and assorted sausages, plus other quality meats, including pork, chicken, and a wide range of the freshest seafood. Plus, every Friday from 11 to 2, the Mercado serves up the best lunch in town on their Friday Feast menu. Stop in at the Mercado today at 84th and Havelock or visit their website at cpmercado.com to see current deals.
Your home is your empire. Protect it with Empire Fence. Get a free instant quote with the online estimating tool at empire-fence.com. See an upfront estimate with no hidden fees. An Empire Fence can provide privacy and improve the appearance of your home. Keep kids and pets in or out of your yard. Increase security and add value to your property. Visit empire-fence.com now to view the stylish and maintenance-free possibilities for your home and get a free instant online quote. Let Empire Fence protect your empire.
Unearth the secret to long-lasting tires at Tread's Central Tire Pros, a league apart in commitment, service, and expertise. This isn't just about rubber meeting the road, but trust, safety, and surety converging in perfect harmony. This is where expectations are exceeded every time. Make your appointment today at Tread's Central Tire Pros, just south of Cortland on Highway 77, or visit our website to explore our services. Remember, when it comes to tires, choose Tread's Central Tire Pros because we tread differently.
This is the Happy Hour.
You guys going to happy hour?
Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America.
Yeah, I'll come for a couple.
Here are your hosts, Nick Sainert.
I am a huge guy.
And Enrique Alvarez Clary.
C is for chunk.
Brought to you by Empire Fence and Netting on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome in. Happy Wednesday. This is the Happy Hour, 93.7 The Ticket, theticketfm.com. Nick Sainert and Rico with you. What's up, Rico?
Yeller.
How's the day?
Pretty good.
Here's the thing. Have you heard about tonight? It might not be very good.
Should I have heard about tonight?
Yes. There's some pretty severe weather, it sounds like, trending our way.
Yeah, no, I heard about that.
You did?
Yeah.
Possible tornadoes?
Yeah, not a fan of that. The one dude, the storm chaser dude is on his way to Omaha.
Isn't
in Omaha.
Reed Timmer?
I think something like that, because everybody was just like, don't like it when Reed shows up to my city. I'm
Reed
like,
Timmer.
we get it. He chases storms, everybody.
Reed Timmer, extreme meteorologist.
Extreme.
Is an American meteorologist and storm chaser born in Grand Rapids, Michigan. He took an interest in science, including weather, at a young age.
Mike Trout.
Before experiencing severe weather, including a hailstorm at age 13. After presenting weather forecasts at his high school, he began studying meteorology at the University of Oklahoma, completing his PhD in 2015.
PhD in weather.
Timmer filled his first tornado in 1998 in Oklahoma. Timmer then observed the 1999 Bridge Creek Moore tornado. A year after his first tornado filmed, the 2011 Philadelphia, Mississippi, and Tuscaloosa tornadoes, which were included in the 2011 super outbreak and the 2013 El Reno tornado. He was injured in an EF3 tornado in 2013. In 2022, he chased and filmed the eye wall of the Category 5 Hurricane Ian. How about that? Reed Timmer.
It's a heck of a job.
It is. 2019 departure from AccuWeather. So is that who he works with now? AccuWeather. A lot of these people just probably jump from ship to ship of like AccuWeather or Weather Channel.
You calling him a weather jumper?
A weather jumper.
How dare he?
Yeah. So there you have it. Reed Timmer on his way to Omaha. They're bringing in the big like weather chasing vehicle too.
Yeah, I saw that here in Lincoln before the big tornadoes that just destroyed a whole bunch of houses. I saw it downtown. It was just parked somewhere, and I was like, I don't like that this car is here.
It looks like, per radar, it looks like there's going to be rain from like 6 p.m. tonight till about 11 p.m. tonight. You go online, and it says there's a possible risk of severe weather today. Wind, tornadoes, and hail are possible. Look out for large hail. I saw something up to 2.5 inches in diameter. Which is pretty large. I mean, you're probably looking at like a little bit tennis ball potential. Yeah, probably that. Baseball size hail.
Size of Nick's forehead.
Thank you. Vehicles don't like 2.5 inch hail, I'm sure.
No, I'm sure a lot of things don't, Nick.
So
I'm sure roofs don't.
We say that.
Heck, I don't even think the sidewalk likes 2.5.
Probably not. It seems like we just can't get a break from severe weather this year.
No, it's either terribly windy and hail and rain and tornadoes, or it's ungodly hot.
Yeah.
There has been no in between.
Well, and it's that dramatic change in temperature, like quickly,
dude,
that's been causing all these issues.
It stormed last night, and I look outside this morning, and I didn't step outside, didn't check the weather, and I go, oh, it's a little overcast. I was like, and it rained. I was like, it might be a little colder, not cold, but a little chillier this morning. Like a light jacket. So I put the jacket on. I open the garage, and I'm like, nope, this is disgusting. Don't like this.
Yeah, it's not a
no
chillier
jacket.
day.
This is T-shirt day.
As always, 402-464-5685, the Honda Lincoln Hotline, the Starter Hammond text line are both open for you guys. Let us know if you're listening, where you're listening from, what avenue are you using? Because obviously the Kansas City Royals, who are in the midst of a big series against the Twins currently, they're playing on our FM dial. Mm-hmm. But if you're listening to us, you have to either be watching on the Starter Hammond Jewelers live video stream, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Allo Channel 961. You have to either be listening on either the mobile app or the website. So let us know, where are you listening? How are you listening to us throughout the course of the show today? We got a good one lined up for you.
Shout out to Bobby Witt Jr. Hit another home run today.
He did already.
Yeah, it was way up in the zone. It was like, it looked like it was at his neck.
There is a chance that if he continues what he's doing, he is the MVP at the end of the year.
Nah, it's gonna be Juan Soto.
It won't be Juan Soto. It'd
Or
probably be
Aaron
Aaron Judge.
It could be
Aaron,
either one of them.
Aaron Judge is in the driver's seat right
Juan
now.
Soto hit 3 home runs last night.
But I would imagine that Bobby Witt's not necessarily too far behind, because the things that he's able to do, also defensively, what he's doing,
he good,
is very, very good.
That boy good.
And so we're excited to watch the future of Bobby Witt Jr. And that will play a part into our crossover conversation, because when Austin and Strick join us to close out the show, they talked about, there was an article in The Athletic today about baseball players in the majors this year that could make the 2028 Olympic roster. That's right. Don't forget, there's new sports coming to the Olympics in 2028, and we probably won't talk about it for another 3 years until it happens. But since the Olympics just finalized out in Paris, it's now we kind of have a good reason to talk about what's coming in a couple of years in 2028. Baseball, softball, lacrosse, flag football are just a couple of the sports that are coming to the 2028 Olympics.
Quick thought. Softball going to the Olympics. 2028.
It is being held in Oklahoma City.
Jordy Ball?
Hello?
I just throw that out there.
Just throwing it out there.
Just throwing it out there.
There's a chance.
I'm just saying.
But those are just a couple of the sports that are being added to the Olympics in 2028. Obviously, softball's playing down in Oklahoma City, where they play the Women's College World Series.
You want to go?
Potentially.
I want to go to a track event, but I don't want to be in LA. But traffic is disgusting already.
Eugene?
And then you add, I don't know. They should.
How could they not?
They should. I mean, if you have softball in Oklahoma.
And so anyway,
might as well just go a little north. I don't know how a little is from Southern California.
We'll just dive into that. Talk about some of the players, because they also mentioned in this article some of the ages that these guys will be, and it's kind of bizarre to think about it.
Yeah,
and it makes me somewhat feel old.
That's why the Olympics
I will
wild,
be 27.
4 years from now?
Yeah, I'll be 27.
I will be
32
at the time.
36.
No, I'll be 33.
33.
Well, no, 4 years from now.
Yes, that's right.
I'll be 34. Going to be 35 that year.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
I'll be 27. Fresh 27.
I'll be an old man. Ellie will be.
I'll be a year removed off of the parents' insurance. 2 years into being able to rent a car.
Dude. Bro. Ellie will be 9.
Oh no. That is horrible to think about. Jake's baby will be 5.
KJ will be 7.
No, KJ would be 7.
Oh my gosh.
This is the same thing I have with the presidential election.
Like me saying, I'll be 35. It's like, yeah, whatever. That's 4 years. And then you're like, no, your 5-year-old's going to be 9.
She just started kindergarten. Shout out to Ellie.
Oh!
Have a great year, Ellie.
She's the class of, hold on. We were talking about this. She is the class of 2037.
For high school.
Yeah.
That's
crazy.
I'm going to be in the position.
That's a weird number.
I'm going to be in the position of AD. Back then, it's going to be like, dang, I graduated 18 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember when you were in diapers.
Yeah. People are like, the 1990s. I'm like, oh, yeah, that was 10 years ago. They're like, nah, bro.
That was 30 years ago.
That was damn near 30 years ago.
This is how I feel about the presidential election, too. Not to get into politics. Don't worry. But the presidential election happens, obviously, every 4 years.
Mm-hmm.
And I was talking to a couple friends about it the other day, and I was just like, yeah, this is the first time, I'm really, really invested into this. Like, I'm really paying attention to what's going on, the rallies, all that stuff. And I had to stand back and think, well, of course, Nick, you were 19 when this last one happened, and you were 15 the year before that. You've only been able to vote in one of the presidential elections.
Yeah.
So I was like, this makes sense on why you're actually invested in this one. You actually know what's going on.
You're just like, wow, this is crazy. I should be paying attention to this.
I should have really paid attention to this 8 years ago. Just kidding. I had my learner's permit. So never mind.
No.
Anyway, so we will talk about just the Olympics coming up in the crossover. At 1:30, we'll be joined by our good friend Steve Marik of Inside Nebraska, the rival site for the Huskers. A lot of interesting things going on there. We heard from Obviously, Rob Dvoracek and Tony White yesterday, but I want to get Steve's thoughts on some of the players that spoke yesterday. Ideally, Prince Will Uman Mielen, who spoke on Tuesday. And so we'll get Steve's thoughts on that. Maybe a couple basketball questions as well, because that's on the horizon coming in November.
Can I be honest with you about the players that spoke? James Williams.
Yep.
I don't know what I thought he looked like.
Not that.
But it wasn't.
I thought that exact same thing when I saw him in practice on Friday. I thought, because, okay, I'll say this. He was getting yelled at by Terrence Knighton. I don't think that's a bad thing.
It happens.
He was getting yelled at by Terrence Knighton. So obviously the natural instinct is to turn and look.
Let's see where the noise is coming
what's
from.
going on? Why is Coach Knighton yelling? And he was yelling at James Williams or just getting on him, correcting him. And I was like, I thought James Williams was going to be a little bit bigger.
Well,
that was
not
mine.
even like size wise.
That was my
like
thoughts.
his face and his hair. I was like, I don't know what I thought James Williams looked like, but it was not, as Bach put it, he looks like Bach when he was in high school. His face, not his body. Bach didn't look like James Williams.
I just thought, okay, yeah, when he was, because he was next to, and this is probably rough for James. He was standing next to like Ty Robinson and Nash and
the huge guys.
Elijah Judy,
massive human beings.
I was like, yeah, I would expect you to be a little bit bigger. Anyway.
James Williams looks like he's getting his early 2000s punk goth hair going. The My Chemical Romance.
So we will talk to Steve Marik,
much better athlete than I,
of Inside Nebraska, the rival site for the Huskers. Some news also: Michael Terry, the number one athlete in the entire country, is scheduling a visit to Nebraska. He's going to be here for the Colorado game.
Third visit.
That is correct.
Third visit for the number one athlete who is deciding between Oregon, Texas, and Nebraska.
Yeah, he knocked Texas A&M out of the top four because it was top four Nebraska and took the Aggies out of it. He lives in San Antonio. I was looking at this on On3 because they have the distance between like their high school and the colleges because that is a factor nowadays. And it was funny because it was like 37 miles to Texas, 700 and some to Nebraska, and then like 1,600 to Eugene.
Just
and
too
so
much.
It feels like it's a Nebraska-Texas type of race. It probably feels like Texas has a little bit of the upper hand on that right now, just because they have an assistant and I'm blanking on the name, but he had been recruiting Michael Terry since he was in 8th grade. And so there was a previous relationship there between the Texas's assistant coach and his previous stop and to obviously now. So they've been recruiting him for 5 years now. Nebraska has not. And so there's a little bit of a leg up, I think, in that department, but Nebraska, they'll be okay. They're going to give an opportunity.
Texas is going to be in the SEC, so they're not going to win anything. Nebraska's in the Big Ten. There's more.
Not if they keep losing running backs.
Better chances to win. The number 1 and number 2 running backs from the 2023 class, both out.
Yeah,
Texas and Texas A&M.
They need to get Bijan Robinson
and then an
back.
Offensive lineman somewhere else in the SEC.
Indiana.
And then a defensive end for Missouri who transferred in from Georgia. All of them out.
Yeah,
for the whole year. SEC getting hit hard by the injury bug.
That is right. Hopefully, knock on wood.
Indiana lost an offensive lineman.
Hopefully, knock on wood, the Big Ten does not.
Nebraska
Specifically
lost an
Nebraska.
offensive lineman.
Yeah. Haven't lost a whole lot yet.
Injuries. Maybe it's just because I'm paying more. I don't know. I've been paying a lot of attention to it throughout the years. It seems like there's a lot more, at least season-ending ones. Or maybe they're just being reported
season-ending, and then also maybe more notable names.
Yeah.
I think there's that piece of it.
If somebody who maybe pays more attention to other teams than I do, has anybody noticed that there have been, it seems like, at least more notable names or just more season-ending injuries this season, the beginning of this season, I even started, this offseason, than there has been in previous years? Because it just seems like every other day, it's like, okay, this person's out for the season for, Alabama, for Georgia, for Texas, for Nebraska, Indiana. Like, it just seems like it's every other day somebody's done for the season.
It feels, unfortunately, I think you're right on that regard. I mean, but also I had that conversation with DP and Amon this morning of just like, it feels like there's more notable names going down. And Amon's reaction was, yeah, I mean, it's part of football. Yes, it is. DP's reaction, and I thought it was applicable and valid, obviously, of like, the bodies are just different, and you're putting a lot of wear and tear on some of these guys. And so unfortunately, if you're one of those guys that gets injured, and Teddy Prohaska, for example, I mean, 6'10", 300 pounds or whatever it was, body's not used to moving. It's not necessarily constructed to move in the way of that, what maybe sometimes they were asking Teddy Prohaska to do. So ultimately, it's certainly a bummer. I think maybe Nebraska's offense too last year understood that, where they had so many guys out with injuries, even if they weren't season ending, just so many that just struggled to get into any sort of a rhythm. Hopefully Nebraska can, for the most part, avoid that this season and see what comes of it. Because especially with a freshman, a new quarterback ushering in some new wide receivers in Jamal Banks and Isaiah Nayor. I mean, we went in depth last week on just how excited I am about Isaiah Nayor specifically, just because of the size that he was showing. But anyway, so let's hope that Nebraska can avoid the injury bug for the most part. Obviously, a couple nagging things are going to happen, and some reserves and some depth pieces have certainly gotten injured already. But let's hope Nebraska can avoid it maybe lesser than they did last year. With that being said, let's put a pin there. When we come back, we will be joined by our good friend Steve Marik of Inside Nebraska to talk all things Husker football. Prince Will Uman-Mielen specifically. Also, Vincent Shavers Jr. has been in the news the last couple of days. Tony White, Rob Dvorak both shouted him out yesterday. It'll be a good stuff here in just a few minutes. We'll be joined by Steve Marik of Inside Nebraska, the rival site. Coming up next, you're listening to the Happy Hour on 93.7 The Ticket.
Where will your path take you, traveler? To seek fortune in a new career, or on a journey to distant lands for a well-deserved vacation? Wherever you go, one distraction could spell disaster. You can change your fate, adventurer. Don't drive distracted. Paid for by the NDOT Highway Safety Office.
Are you ready to join a family-owned local company that values innovation, integrity, and excellence? Look no further than Lincoln Industries. They're hiring for first and third shift production roles, as well as multiple engineering and sales positions. Whether you're an engineer ready to design groundbreaking solutions or a sales professional eager to connect with clients, they've got a place for you. Come join their family. Visit www.lincolnindustries.com for more information.
This is former Husker and NFL linebacker Jay Foreman. For years, I've suffered from degenerative problems in both of my ankles, but thanks to a thorough and thought-out plan provided by Advanced Medical Imaging, I was able to get my life back with the least amount of pain as possible. While working through multiple options, the team of physicians at Advanced Medical Imaging were there to answer any questions I had. If you're experiencing any pain at all and want to get your life back, go to amimaging.com or give them a call at 402-484-6677. Advanced Medical Imaging, located at 7601 Pioneers Boulevard.
The 2024 Nebraska football season is here, and we need you to be a part of the Sea of Red Memorial Stadium this fall. A limited number of Husker football single-game tickets are on sale now and are only available while supplies last. Don't miss out on any of the action this season by getting yours before it's too late. To purchase your Husker football single-game tickets, visit huskers.com/tickets. Go Big Red.
Big box stores are tempting for buying equipment for your high schooler in sports or for yourself in your sports leisures. But buying new is awfully expensive. Why not go somewhere with new and used options? Play It Again Sports has quality, slightly to gently used equipment, and 50% of their inventory is actually new equipment. And it's more than baseball, softball, and golf. They also have equipment for disc golf, fitness, hockey, and more. Plus, they're always buying products. Bring your gear you're done with and get trade money on the spot. Play It Again Sports at 48th and Vine.
Hey guys, it's your girl Jordan from Sartor Heyman Jewelers. Have an anniversary coming up? I've got you covered. Celebrate your love with the timeless elegance of jewelry. This anniversary, give the gift of sapphires, emeralds, rubies, or gold. Find the perfect piece that reflects the beauty and depth of your commitment. Whether it's your first anniversary or your 50th, surprise your loved one with a gem as beautiful and rare as she is. Until next time, this is Jordan at Sartor Heyman Jewelry. Happy shopping, guys.
Hey Husker Nation, this is Todd Euler, two-time national champion, here to talk to you about Window World Lincoln. At Window World, we specialize in replacement windows, doors, siding, and roofing. Whether you're looking to enhance the beauty of your home or increase its energy efficiency, we've got you covered. And here's the best part. We offer the best for less. Our team is dedicated to providing top quality products and exceptional service at affordable prices. We want to earn your business and make your home improvement dreams a reality. So why wait? Contact Window World Lincoln today at 464-7313 or visit our website at windowworldlincoln.com. Window World Lincoln, where quality meets affordability.
Get rid of pesky critters once and for all with Bats to Rats. Their expert team is here to help you reclaim your home. No more sleepless nights caused by crawling critters or flapping wings. Bats to Rats ensures a safe environment for every family member. Check the website at batstoRats.com for amazing offers. And if you mention this ad, you'll receive $10 off your initial inspection cost. Call Bats to Rats today at 402-781-8691. That's 402-781-8691. Bats to Rats.
I'm softball player Jordy Ball, and I'm proud of my Nebraska roots, and I'm proud to be back home. And at Midwest Bank, they're proud to be your local community bank. They believe in family first, taking initiative, showing integrity, and rolling up their sleeves to support their local communities. They treat everyone like family, no matter where you're from. Whether you walk into a branch in York, Lincoln, Norfolk, or Pierce, you know you're going to be welcomed with a smile. Your community, your bank, Midwest Bank.
Rain, snow, or shine, John Henry's is here to keep your home's plumbing systems working properly no matter what kind of weather Nebraska throws at us. From unclogging toilets and drains to installing new water heaters and water treatment systems, John Henry's is your plumbing expert in the Lincoln and Omaha communities. Visit us at calljh.com or call John Henry's.
435-5555. John Henry's Plumbing, Heating and Air.
And electrical.
Explain to me again why we're sleeping on the ground.
Because we're thramping, thrift camping. It's saving us money and getting us closer to nature.
But we don't need to thramp. I just combined our home and auto insurance with our State Farm agent, so we have a rate that fits our budget.
All right. Do you think our agent can bring us an air mattress?
Call your local State Farm agent, Vinny Krekak, at 402-474-1173.
Individual premiums and budgets will vary by customer. All applicants subject to State Farm underwriting requirements.
With the Planet Fitness Black Card, you don't just get a great workout, you get a great perk out because your membership is packed with perks. For $1 down and $24.99 a month, you'll get perks like access to any of our 2,400 clean and spacious locations. Bring your friend anytime and both work out with tons of equipment that'll give you that big fitness energy. Relax in the Black Card spa and more. Work out and perk out with the PF Black Card. Join for just $1 down and $24.99 a month. Hurry.
This deal ends soon.
See Home Club for details.
You're listening to the Happy Hour.
We were in the middle of our tournament when my friend John said he found a body in the bushes over there.
With Nick Sainert.
I ran over there because I'm a healing monk to try and help, but obviously my magic wasn't strong enough because the dude's body was missing a head.
And Enrique Alvarez Clary.
So my friend decided to try and use a necromancer spell, which didn't work, which I knew it wouldn't.
On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
And apparently we contaminated the crime scene because that spell uses a lot of glitter.
Welcome back into the Happy Hour 93.7 The Ticket, theticketfm.com. Nick Sainert and Rico with you, 402-464-5685. The Honda of Lincoln hotline and the Starter Heyman text line are open for you guys the entire show today, as well as the Starter Heyman Jewelers live video stream, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Allo Channel 961. Appreciate the fellas out there listening on the app. That seems like the popular way to go, but there's a lot of different avenues that you guys can reach out to us on. You can always follow myself or Rico on Twitter, Nick_Sainert, or at Radio Rico AC. Let's go to
Nick just told me something sad. He's catching me in followers. I can't have that happen, guys.
I am.
Ladies and gentlemen, I cannot have Nick catch me in followers. It's illegal. It can't happen.
It's because Rico thinks it's because I cover football.
No, it's not. It is because you cover football. That's why. Everybody wants to hear football stuff, which is why we have our good friend
who neither one of us will catch in followers.
No, well, maybe
Steve Mark.
Do you think we could?
What's up, Steve?
Hey, Nick. Hey, Rico. How are we doing?
I'm good. Steve, if I asked you your exact follower count right now, would you be able to tell me?
Exact? No.
Ballpark. I'm looking at your profile.
6K, I think, is what I'm at right now.
That is correct. 6,084. You're only 16 away from 6,100.
All right, that's something.
Oh, my name's Steve. I have 6,000 followers.
Okay.
Steve, I did something truly horrific. Actually, you might be able to relate to this as somebody that does go to the practices. So I was trying to tell people, like, we have a short time to where we can tweet out information and stuff because you want to watch practice, right? And things. And so some details slip through the cracks and you don't always catch spell autocorrect mistakes, right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I mean, sometimes that gets me as well.
Yeah. So I did the unthinkable last week. I tweeted out the starting five, or excuse me, the offensive lineman group that was working with Dylan Raiola at quarterback. Well,
sure.
I also tweeted out a picture that I took after Dylan Raiola's rep was over. And obviously I'm newer into this than you are, so you've had more experience than I am. But not only did I accidentally put right tackle, right guard, center, right guard, right tackle, instead of left guard and left tackle. I think I wrote that out and I think it autocorrected, in all honesty. But then I also just took a picture to show what my view was, and Heinrich Harburg was on the rep. And so in my tweet, I was like, this is the offensive line group that was working with with Dylan Raiola at quarterback. And I got so many replies and I got so many quote tweets of, I didn't know, man, that right side of that offensive line is going to be pretty overpowered. Hopefully that offensive line's pretty balanced. And then you would have the ones of, well, don't you know that's Heinrich Harburg in the rep? That's not Dylan Raiola. And so then it goes through this whole crap of having to, explain myself and back myself up, that I did the unthinkable and I subscribed.
Yeah, social media is like, there's a lot of good things about social media, but also there's a lot of downsides, and, people picking things apart like that and taking things so literally, especially in something that is so passionate, like football fan bases, and especially here. I mean, they're going to get after you for that for sure. But yeah, I mean, it's I've made my share of mistakes trying to get some info out as quick as possible and as accurate as possible. Things slip through the cracks like that. So, it's all right, Nick. You'll get them next time. But it's, I don't know. People just like to correct on social media, and sometimes you kind of just roll your eyes and move on.
Yeah, Nick, like Steve said, it's all right.
Well, I know Steve's a huge fan of the Twitter account, the fan accounts. So.
We love that.
Anyway,
so much.
Steve, let's get to football here. I want to talk about one of the guys we heard from yesterday, Princewill Uman-Mielen, because there's a big opportunity ahead for some of these younger guys like the Cam Lenharts of the world and the Princewill Uman-Mielens, because we talk so much about the three big ones of like Jamari, Nash, and Ty Robinson, but there's also some younger guys that can make a big step in year two.
Yep. And, Matt Rule, I'm glad he said what he did on Saturday after the scrimmage, I believe it was. I mean, he was asked about Princewill, and, in true Matt Rule fashion, if he feels, and I'm not saying Princewill is not meeting standards, but, Matt Rule is a big standard guy. I mean, that's what his whole program is based on, is having everybody meet a certain standard. And, he wants to make sure, the way I took it, at least, was, Coach Rule really wants to make sure that Princewill Uman-Mielen is not getting comfortable. He's not going to coast in his second year. I really like that Rule said that his success was streaky at times in his first year, which is absolutely true. Sometimes, he popped and he flashed and you saw him during games like all the time. Then there were other games where he kind of disappeared a little bit. So, that makes sense for a true freshman, somebody who was playing against, men on the offensive line in the Big Ten for the first time in his life, because he had never done that before as a true freshman. So, Princewill showed really great things, really strong potential of getting after the quarterback. And, I think everybody is expecting him to just take that next step in year 2. And with Rule, he said that, for him to do that, he needs to act like a pro. He needs to take care of his body just like professionals do. Nebraska does a great job of the recovery aspect for their athletes. And Prince Rule is somebody who missed a game last year due to injury. He had a nagging shoulder injury that kind of slowed him a little bit. He was limited in spring ball because of off-season shoulder surgery. He already missed a practice in fall camp because of that shoulder, I believe. So staying healthy is, the best availability that you can have. And I think that, Prince Rule, for everything that he showed, I really love that he worked on his body. He said he played last year at 230 pounds, probably even less. And now he's entering the 2024 season as a 245 pounder. So that's really going to help against the run and setting edges and doing everything outside of rushing the passer, which everybody kind of thinks is Prince Rule's top trait, which it is. So I'm really excited to see what step he takes. But, I'm also glad that Rule talked about, like, hey, he's not there yet. He's not Randy Gregory yet, even though he showed some things like a young Randy Gregory might have. But the work is not done there. So I'm really anxious to see what Prince Rule, Umami Allen, and MJ Sherman as well at that Jack linebacker spot.
We're speaking with Steve Marik of Inside Nebraska. And Steve, what you were mentioning about Matt Rule having standards and not letting these guys coast and all of that. What was your take on Matt Rule closing off practice to everyone outside of Tom Osborne to get his team to focus on doing the right thing and practicing the way that they're supposed to play, and mentioning, this is the reason that we were losing games last year by the little amount that you were, because the lack of focus and not going full throttle and all of these things. What was your takeaway from him doing that?
Well, when I heard Rule say that, and then, everybody watches the Chasing 3 documentary and you see that kind of close-up view of Rule on the field talking to his team and saying, hey, that's why we had all those one-score losses last year. That's why we've been losing all these games, is because you change the way you play when people are watching you. And my first reaction to that was like, well, that's not great to hear, like in mid-August with the season starting in like 3 weeks. I mean, the players are changing the way they play. Like if people are at practice watching them, like that's not very good. Like, aren't we supposed to be a little bit more like mental tougher like than that? But I don't know. I mean, Rule knows what he's doing. Obviously, he's been there, done that. Temple, Baylor, he's ran into these issues before, and so he's kind of pushing the buttons that he thinks is going to get this team over that hump. And he apparently thinks that just having the guys out there and not having the players not worry that they're being watched by their friends, former high school coaches, former players. If he does that, maybe they can unlock something and just play fast and physical and not worry about anything else except football. So, my first reaction to that was like, well, that's not really a great sign. But Rule's got he knows what he's doing. He has a blueprint to this whole thing, and I'm sure everything's going to be fine during the season opener.
Steve, I'm curious. I want to talk specifically about Nebraska's linebackers. And obviously, yesterday there was a lot of talk about them from hearing from Rob Dvoracek and stuff. I mean, so Nebraska loses last year. Obviously, their top 2 linebackers in their room, Luke Reimer and Nick Henrich, and then also you have Chief Borders, who played sparingly. He transfers out Eric Fields, who a lot of people liked because of just how many tackles he racked up in high school and was kind of an under-the-radar recruit. He departs and leaves. Maybe Nebraska's okay at that inside linebacker position this year with maybe some of those guys like John Bullock or Stephon Thompson. But like in the years to come, how do you feel about some of those guys at the inside linebacker position? Because Nebraska, we do talk a lot about the Jack, right? And obviously there's some intriguing names there. Where are we at with the inside linebackers? Maybe not so much this season, but in the years to come.
Yeah, I think in the years to come, that's something that could be maybe a potential transfer portal type deal. Get some older veteran guys in there who have been there, done that right now. And that's not saying that Nebraska doesn't have a lot of young talent at inside linebacker, but high school recruiting, transfer portal. I mean, obviously, Mekhi Bayer, it showed some good things, and Last season was his first at truly kind of being on the field and seeing some action, and he's got multiple years of eligibility left as kind of a jack of all trades who can do a little bit of inside. Mike will, and then also move down to line of scrimmage at that jack spot. But also, right now the depth at inside linebacker is really kind of an interesting thing to look at because, you're right, Nick. After Javen Wright is gone, after John Bullock is gone, who is the next wave? Vincent Shaver sounds like he's that next wave, and you never know with these coaches and how they like to look at one player and kind of close their eyes and envision what they can turn into down the road. I think we're going to have some of that as well. I mean, one of those safeties I'm sure is going to continue to develop physically and potentially get moved down to the second level as an inside guy. And I know Roger Gradney, that was kind of the plan for him. Unfortunately, he went down with a season-ending injury, and he was only a true freshman anyway, probably likely headed for a red shirt. But I think there's just different ways that you're going to find players for that inside linebacker spot, and especially through the transfer portal, high school recruiting, and then also some of those safeties on the roster. I think the plan for some of them is to gain some weight and potentially just move down to the second level, and then you have kind of a 6'1", 6'2", 220, 225 pound inside linebacker who with defensive back skills, kind of like Javen Wright. So, it's something that's, I have fun thinking about, but you're right. Right now, I think for this season, inside linebacker is okay. I think Tony White's scheme on defense kind of, it's built for defenses that don't have studs, that don't have, game changers. And so that's a good thing as well. That's kind of a perk of Tony's defense as well, as you don't need game changers. You just have a lot of different guys who can do a specific that have a specific set of skills, and I think Nebraska has that right now. But I'll be watching the transfer portal action and next year at inside linebacker for sure.
We're talking to Steve Marik of Inside Nebraska, the rival site for the Huskers. Steve, couple more before we let you go. Let's transition to the offensive side of the ball. I want to talk about the current wide receiver room, but first I want to touch on a commitment that Nebraska received on Friday. It wasn't a huge surprise. It was kind of just a matter of, it felt like when and not if, with Isaiah Mosey, who's now moved up per Rivals and other sites as well as the highest rated recruit and commit for Nebraska this 2025 class. Isaiah Mosey flips from Oregon. What is Nebraska getting out of Isaiah Mosey when he arrives to campus next, or in January, what I would assume?
Man, I really like Isaiah Mosey. So, when you pop on the huddle tape of his from his junior season, at Lee Summit North, he just strikes me as like a perfect Matt Rule fit on offense, and Marcus Satterfield fit on offense, because he can just do multiple things. And everybody, they love to talk, Satterfield loves to mention about how he wants a positionless offense, and players like Carter Nelson who can do multiple things, and guys like that. I think Isaiah Mosey fits that mold to a T, because he's 6'1", he's 180 pounds, 185 pounds. He at Lee Summit North, he's primarily a receiver, but he played everywhere. He played on the outside. He did some slot. He's really fun to watch take kind of a smoke screen and make a guy miss and then run to the house. That's what I think his top skills, his top skill trait is just like his moves and his yards after catch ability after he gets the ball. But he also is a guy that played some running back too. He sent him in motion him into the backfield, and he's taking handoff as a running back too. So there's several guys on the roster right now that Matt Rule and the staff have already recruited with that in mind. And I think Isaiah Mosey is just a high quality athlete who can do that as well, and he's just next up. Rule is going to continue to recruit these guys who can do multiple things offensively, and Isaiah Mosey is that guy. So the thing that I was really impressed with just kind of watching him throughout his junior year was his balance as a ball carrier. He's not that big, but he's just a strong runner. He runs through arm tackles. To get Isaiah Mosey down on the ground, you really need to bring your whole body and wrap up and be technically sound. And, that's something that DBs and defenses don't always do. And Isaiah Mosey took advantage last year as a junior. So he's got great balance. He's just an exciting player, I think, that Nebraska can use in multiple ways.
Last one for you, Steve, before we let you go. Staying on the wide receiver room, I don't know about you. On Friday, when we got to watch some of the guys in practice, I was really, really impressed just by the sight of Isaiah Nayor. We talk so much about Jamal Banks and Isaiah Nayor as the two transfers, two guys that have just 1 year remaining of collegiate eligibility. But from the eye test piece of it, I was really, really fascinated by Isaiah Nayor, 6'5"-ish, 225 pounds. It feels like a big-bodied wide receiver. And to your point, Marcus Satterfield offense, Nebraska offense has guys that can do a lot of things. It feels like Nebraska's wide receiver room, maybe in contrary to last year specifically, it feels like they have guys that can do multiple things, where Isaiah Nayor and Jamal Banks might be the bigger bodies, but we also know what guys like Jalen Lloyd can do on a deep route as well. So it just feels like when I was looking at the wide receiver room on Friday, man, Isaiah Nayor's size really stood out.
Physical specimen. There's no you take a look at Isaiah Nayor and it's like no wonder that he got an opportunity at Texas after a couple or a few seasons at Wyoming. He's 6'4", 220 pounds. And what I really like about Isaiah Nayor when it comes to like the two transfer additions with him and Jamal Banks is if you go back through the tape and Jamal Banks during his career at Wake Forest, he wasn't much of a downfield threat. He's just a big body, more of a possession receiver, I think, just like 10 yards and in, 15 yards and in. I think that's where Jamal Banks is really going to do work for the Huskers this season and potentially be kind of like a safety blanket outlet for whoever starts at quarterback, probably Dylan Raiola. But when you look at that and then you compare it to what Isaiah Nayor can bring, Isaiah Nayor has a blow the top off speed for defenses. He's going to be the deep threat. He's going to be also the shallow threat too, because in the spring game, I think they displayed in the spring. In the spring game, I think what Isaiah Nayor is going to be really good at is they're going to send him on a lot of just very shallow crosses. They're going to get the ball in his hands and let him run, let him stretch those legs out and go, and also just kind of use that as well in the deep passing game as well. So. When you look at Jamal Banks, I think just kind of closer to the line of scrimmage, possession receiver, big body who can wall off smaller defenders behind him and just bring it in. But then Isaiah Nayor, he also has that same size, but he's got the speed. I think Isaiah Nayor would be one of the fastest players on the team right now, and they're going to use him on a lot of shallow crosses and a lot of deep routes down the field too. So. Nebraska's wide receiver room, Garrett McGuire's receiver room was completely transformed with the addition of those two, plus all those really interesting true freshmen like Ja'Cory Barney, Carter Nelson. Both those two guys seem like they're going to play and possibly blow past that 4-game redshirt rule too. So Nebraska's wide receiver room completely different than what it looked like last year.
Which is also a really important thing when you're ushering in a new quarterback.
Yeah, absolutely. And let's not forget about the tight ends too. Thomas Fidone, I think we remember last year, he had a good year, but I think he could have a really good year, a great year with more accurate passes thrown his way. So he's not trying to jump up for an 8-foot pass or reach for something behind his body, stuff like that. So with improved quarterback play, improved throwing accuracy, I think Thomas Fidone could have a big year. Nate Borkacher showed that he can do a little bit of receiving and of course run blocking too. So there's a lot of different elements here for Nebraska's offense that I feel like wasn't there last year, and obviously a lot of that comes with the quarterback play.
All right, Steve. Hey, appreciate the time as always. We will look forward to talking to you next Wednesday. Who knows? Maybe you'll have a couple hundred more followers after this interview.
Maybe. All right. Thanks, guys.
There he is, Steve Marik, Inside Nebraska. Appreciate his time as always. Good stuff. Yeah, that wide receiver room completely different than maybe what it looked like last year. Now, is that a positive? Are we expecting a 900-yard type of season, 1,000-yard type of season from one of these guys? Probably not. It feels like maybe they have the ability to kind of spread the ball around to different options, but there are different options, and I think that's something that maybe Nebraska didn't have last year or in years past as well. 402.
It's really what he said is with that. Well, what you said with the quarterback, how different would you feel about this wide receiver room if it was still, no offense, if it was still Heinrich Haarberg who was going to be starting?
I mean, he might.
Maybe.
We got to go with that.
I mean, there's still a possibility.
There's still a possibility.
They have not named a starting quarterback.
Nope. 402-464-5685, Honda Lincoln Hotline, the Starter Heyman text line open for you guys, as well as these Starter Heyman Jewelers live video stream, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Allo Channel 961, places for you guys to get engaged and in touch with the show. You can always follow us on Twitter, Nick_Sainert at Radio Rico AC. Let's step aside. When we come back, we talk 2028 Olympics, what it could look like with Austin and Strick as we get you ready for On the Block with those two coming up next.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait. Apply now.
You don't think about your roof very often, but you should never take it for granted. Roofing Service Company takes every measure to provide you with the highest quality roofing solution. Whether it's a new roof installation, roof repair, or a re-roofing project, their overall goal is to provide you with a pleasant experience and a long-lasting roof. If you have a need for siding or gutters, they're your place too. Visit roofingservicecompany.com for more info today.
Liberty Law Group is committed to the defense of liberty for those accused and the pursuit of justice for those injured. Liberty Law Group's relentless trial attorneys specialize in criminal defense and personal injury law. Navigating the legal system can be stressful, overwhelming, and full of uncertainty. We believe in treating every client with respect, compassion, and understanding. When you're in need of legal assistance, trust Liberty Law Group to fight for you. Call 877-42-LIBERTY. That's 877-42-LIBERTY.
Your home is your empire. Protect it with Empire Fence. Get a free instant quote with the online estimating tool at empire-fence.com. See an upfront estimate with no hidden fees. An Empire Fence can provide privacy and improve the appearance of your home. Keep kids and pets in or out of your yard. Increase security and add value to your property. Visit empire-fence.com now to view the stylish and maintenance-free possibilities for your home and get a free instant online quote. Let Empire Fence protect your empire.
Ready to add a dash of Southern flavor to your week? At Wings and Rings, their brand new Southern fried wings have arrived for a limited time. Indulge in the irresistible goodness of large, traditional bone-in wings coated in a crispy beer batter and fried to perfection. Try them with hot honey or any other sauces. And for those busy summer days coming up, look no further than their Southern Fried Wings Family Bundle. Wings and Rings, 2 Lincoln locations on O Street or Village Lane.
Become part of the Landmark difference today. Landmark Implement, your John Deere dealer, is currently hiring in our parts departments. As a member of our team, you'll assist customers in finding the right parts for their equipment, manage inventory, and collaborate with sales and service. Whether you're a seasoned professional or just starting out, there's a place for you at our dealership. Apply today and grow your career with Landmark Implement, where your skills make a difference in the ag community every day. See full details online at landmark.careers.
IT issues wreaking havoc on your day? It's time to hire the experts. It's time to hire Hamilton. When it comes to your business, you don't have time to worry about network security, data backup, and protection, or support when devices slow down or stop working. At Hamilton, we ensure that your technology is up to speed and works as hard as you do. Don't let IT issues slow you down. You deserve better. Hire Hamilton at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
MWR is dedicated to building attractive, affordable steel buildings that exceed your expectations. From commercial or residential to agricultural storage, steel buildings are cost-effective, attractive, and versatile. Plus, they're a lasting investment and an ideal choice. MWR uses Sentinel Building Systems out of Albion and can service you all over the state and region. If you have interest in a steel building, post frame building, or fencing, give MWR a call today at 402-980-5273 or go to MWRbuildingandfence.com.
Working at Continental in Lincoln isn't a job, it's a career. And right now they've raised wages again, and they're hiring for production operators at $25.60 per hour, which grows to $30.12 per hour within 3 years. Skilled trade positions now start at $34.51 per hour with opportunities to make more based on certifications. Continental also has salary jobs available and great benefits, plus medical and prescription costs at very low premiums. Dental, vision, and life insurance are offered at no premium cost to the associates with increased bonuses and vacations for new hires. To learn more or apply, go to continental-jobs.com with keyword Lincoln. Come work at Continental today.
Your sprinklers are watering the street or flooding your backyard. If you're on a list that doesn't exist, it's time for Judson Irrigation. At Judson Irrigation, Lee or Lacey or Judson will make an appointment. You pick the time and they'll be there to fix your sprinkler system. Now that's service, a dying art these days.
Keep summer green. Call Judson Irrigation 402-420-6277 or judsonirrigation.com.
You already know that Select Plumbing takes care of all your plumbing needs, including water heaters, faucet repairs, leaks, drips, sump pumps, and more. Now, they're able to help you with your heating and air conditioning as well. Select Plumbing has recently expanded into residential heating and air, and they're excited to bring this new service to their complete list of plumbing services. Call to book an appointment today at 402-560-6197 or go to selectplumbinginc.com, serving Lincoln, Seward, Milford, and the surrounding areas.
Are you tired of the same old entertainment options? How about something that's truly fun for both kids and adults? Nebraska Knockerball, the new place to go for your private and corporate parties. Step inside one of their inflatable spears and let out stress in a healthy form of exercise. Or try the human foosball, foot darts, yard pong, giant beer pong, basketball Connect 4, and much more. Nebraska Knockerball, specializing in physical, engaging fun. Call Nebraska Knockerball today at 402-460-8724 to learn more or book a reservation now.
You're listening to the Happy Hour.
Hola.
With Nick Sainert.
¿Tú eres un bueno worker?
And Enrique Alvarez Clary.
Sí, yo muy bueno worker.
On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
You speak English? Yes, I'm really good at English. Okay, good. Me too. Get in the car.
Welcome back into the Happy Hour one final time on a Wednesday. Nick Sainert, Rico, Austin Orman, and Stricky with you as we get you ready for On the Block with Strick and Austin. Gentlemen, what's up?
How we doing?
What's up? How we doing?
Good.
Dandy?
How was Steve?
Steve was good.
How's he doing?
Good. He's got more followers than me and Rico.
Combined. Oh,
Combined.
Wow. Dang.
Yeah, we had that conversation. Because I think I told you guys I had to subscribe to Twitter Blue.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's an unfortunate day.
Having two right guards and right tackles will do that to me.
I haven't.
All right.
I also I put the wrong word in a sentence too when I was talking about John Butler. So
yeah,
I just wasn't able to edit the tweet.
He was fully energy.
He was no. And then I said is wide receiver versus DB drills instead of in wide receiver versus DB drills.
Man,
so there was a couple of issues.
No edit.
No edit. But we only have like 25 minutes in that practice, and you're trying to actually watch the practice while also getting
tough
tweets out.
Yeah.
But I appreciate, the couple hundred people that did like it and didn't say anything. So
nice.
Anyway.
I do it all the time.
402-464-5685. Well, I know that's you, bud. That's just you, Stricky. Anyway, so we talked about it in the first segment.
It's not a fact.
Oh gosh, here's Rico. Got to open his mouth.
Stricky doesn't know who Iowa's punter is.
Huh?
Stricky doesn't know who Iowa's punter is.
Who is Iowa's punter, Rico?
Who was Iowa's punter last year is the question.
Yeah, Rico.
Last year?
Yeah.
Tory Taylor. The best damn punter in the land.
Yep.
It's unbelievable, Rico.
He got drafted. Punters don't really get drafted.
I knew that. I just had a brain fart.
Oh, yeah?
I Stricky, I trust you.
I had a brain fart. I called it, though.
What?
I said the Iowa punter. I specifically said him, and my boy said no.
Oh, was this on like Shootout?
Shootout.
It's unbelievable.
You would have given it to me. We can roll the tape.
You would have given it to me. Nick would have given it to me.
Nah.
Yeah, Nick. I specifically said the Iowa punter. I just brain farted on the name.
The question was who led the nation in punting yards?
Facts.
You need
The
Tory
Iowa punter.
Taylor.
Who led the, say it again, Rico.
Who led the nation? Who led the nation in punting yards?
Who is Iowa punter?
Yeah, who is Iowa's punter?
Who-
That's the question.
Who is Iowa's punter?
No, because the thing would have been
Nick,
if this was
talk to me.
what's that game
Who is
show?
it?
What's the game show where you have to answer with who is
Jeopardy.
Yeah, it's Jeopardy. I don't know why I forgot.
Who
Jeopardy.
is Iowa's
Actually,
punter?
just kidding. It's Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader?
Yeah.
Who is Iowa's punter?
If this was Jeopardy, the question
fifth
would have
graders
been
would've known Tory Taylor.
Tory Taylor led the NCAA in punting yards last year.
Who is Iowa's punter?
No, they asked for names on Jeopardy too.
But they would have said the name because you have to answer with a question. But
Then-
they would have said the name, and the question was
Who is Iowa's
who led
punter?
the nation? You have to say the name.
Who is Tory Taylor?
Boo. I'm just gonna say boo.
That's fine. That's
Okay,
fine.
but then you also had a chance to win the
Oh my
tiebreaker,
gosh.
and you lowballed your boy. I tried to
I
give you
didn't
away for your
lowball.
boy.
You did.
You missed it by 700 yards.
I was right there.
Some players
not
don't even
a
have
lot.
700 yards in a season.
Right.
That's why I'm saying.
That's a low ball.
That's a low ball.
No.
He won the
I
Heisman.
said 40 something.
You said 4,300. The answer was 4,900.
So I was in the
600.
zone.
For total yards by Jaden Daniels.
What do you mean?
You didn't know Jaden Daniels was almost at five.
He's your boy.
5 Gs?
You were
You're
hyping him
unbelievable.
all season.
You really think he's going to win a
You're
Heisman?
Isn't that your
You're
boy?
the biggest instigator in 93.7 the ticket.
Strick, you think he's going to win a
I thought
Heisman
it
at
was
41?
actually I thought it was actually maybe the captain. You know, maybe would have get it. Maybe Rico. He's shaky.
Rico is shaky.
But
Jake is shaky.
Jake.
Hey, Rico's a tournament champion.
Sip is on the verge, but boy,
Your
you
partner?
were number one.
What about your partner?
No, he's good.
No, he's not.
He's the one that started
He's the
this
one
whole
that.
thing.
Yeah, he's the one that just said that he wouldn't take Tory Taylor. I would take Iowa punter.
No, you wouldn't.
That's a damn
Stop the
lie.
cap.
Stop
That's so much cap. Take your cap off and sling it at me.
Anyway.
Okay, 2028.
Yes.
What's up?
So in 2028, we are going to have new sports in the Olympics. A couple new sports, most notably baseball, softball, lacrosse, flag football as
Love
well.
Breakdancing again.
Thank you.
No, it's not. It's gone. Thanks,
Strick,
Australia.
sorry, Strick. You're not going to be able to go back.
Oh, get it. Get it. Hold on.
Anyway.
Get it. No, do it again.
You're not going to be able to.
Hey, get it. Get it. Get it. Get it.
Anyway, so The Athletic wrote an article on 2028 U.S. Olympic Olympic baseball roster projection, how MLB players could shape the team. And I clicked on this thinking, okay, maybe they'll give just a list of a couple of options, right? Some notable names. And what caught my eye was, so they go position by position, and they list a couple of different options throughout the entire infield and throughout just various positions, obviously. And what struck me the most was the ages of some of these guys. Obviously, I know how math works, and we're going to all be 4 years older in 2028. But just to kind of put into perspective, a guy like Adley Rutschman, who will probably be the starting catcher, is 30 when he is in 2028.
So
when
the peak of his career.
Something like that. Bryce Harper will be 35.
He's at the peak
He'll
of
be
his
KD.
Yeah, exactly. He'll be 30. I mean, you could also put in Mookie Betts.
Is he one of the most lost in the shuffle guys? Bryce Harper, of just highly touted, talented guys. Did he just get lost in the shuffle, or did he just not take advantage of?
No, Bryce had his moment.
Yeah,
I think so too.
Or was it injuries?
Bryce was rocky at the start, and he got lost when Mike Trout was really good at the beginning.
That is right.
Then Trout got injured, and I think in some people's minds, Bryce Harper is the better player than Mike Trout.
Yes.
Bryce has been so up and down, but he's not better than Mike Trout for their careers. I think both guys had their moment in the limelight. It just came at different times instead of, those two guys going head-to-head in the World Series like maybe baseball wanted.
Do you think Bryce Harper would have benefited from going to a different team other than the Phillies?
That's what I'm really getting at.
Ooh, other than the Phillies?
That's what I'm
What
really
do you
getting
mean?
I thought he busted out with the Phillies. How
I
many
mean,
other
he
teams
did.
moved him to first base?
He did. I mean, he wins the MVP in 2021.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
His second one, because he won it in 15 as well.
Yes, that is correct. Yes.
Just the Phillies didn't break
But
out.
I think
like
I think it was important for him to do what he did with Philadelphia after the Nationals won that World Series.
Okay.
I think it was good for him to have his moment, his MVP year, and become a face of baseball.
Mm-hmm.
Somewhere else.
Because he did. Well, I would agree. I think from the reason I brought up the Phillies specifically is because he does the individual piece. He doesn't have the team
success.
No. That's what I'm getting at. Not that I would have been a fan of him going to like the Yankees or to the Dodgers. I mean, those are the two big teams.
Yeah.
But also, here's the thing. When he was a free agent, I'll say, I mean, and take away me being a Cubs fan for this, he had talked, there was talks about whether or not he could join the Cubs because he was best friends with Chris Bryant.
Yeah, no,
and so that's where I'm saying, like,
it's not like Philly hasn't been good when he's been
they haven't. It's not that they haven't been good.
Yeah,
he wasn't an all-star he wasn't an all-star in 2019. Wasn't obviously not one in 2020. Wasn't one in 2023 as well. He's had his moments, like you just said.
Well, he goes up and down. Like he's an all-star, but the numbers don't always match up to all-star caliber by the end of the year. He's been super boom or bust, right? 22, he missed some time with injury.
You're right.
Played a little bit of right field, but really Bryce has, I think, gotten a little bit more consistent since he moved to first base full time, where he's DHing more. He can focus on hitting. And I don't put the lack of team success on him. I mean, he's been intentionally walked 10 times, right? He's still a monster at the plate. The pitching has really fallen off for the Phils here in the second half. Otherwise, this would be his best shot at the ring.
Would it have helped his? I mean, it would have helped his image in terms of like being like a face of baseball if he's on a more successful team, if they're winning World Series and things like that. If he's still performing, but do you really think that version of Bryce would have been able to succeed in terms of his star power on a more successful team with other really good players around him?
Yes, I think there's a little bit of
like sharing the spotlight with other real, like if he would have gone to the Dodgers, let's say he's sharing the spotlight with Mookie and Shohei, would his star power be able to shine at a light similar to theirs or brighter than theirs?
So he left Washington after his age 25 season. From age 26 on, he's been in Philly. If he was traded out of Washington at 22 or 23, I don't think it goes as well. I think Bryce was a little immature when he first got to the league, but I think the end of his time in Washington and moving into Philly, I think playing in front of that crowd, those expectations has been good for him. He's really grown up, and you don't want to put the LeBron comp on him because he's not as good in baseball as LeBron is in basketball. Sorry, Stricky. But I do think that he's handled the majority of his career with a good level of maturity. So I think Bryce would be able to take a backseat and not be a diva with other stars.
It's interesting. I mean, so just to look at some of the percentages, the analytics side of things. So he wins the MVP, right, in 2021? Yeah. 2021 wins the MVP. He, in that season, had home runs 5.8% of the time, struck out just over 1/5 of the time, 22.4%. And walked 16.7% of his ABs. Nice. You look at the comps this year, he's actually right up there with the home runs, hitting home runs in 5.7% of his at-bats. His strikeout number is down by a couple of percentage points as well. His walk, though, percentage is based on balls percentage is down just a couple of percentage points as well. So somewhat equal to the 2021 season. Don't view him as anywhere close to an MVP candidate, though, right now.
No, he's only played in 104 games right now as a part of that. And I know there's still 40-some games to go. So if he gets to 140 games, maybe he should get down ballot consideration. But Philly's also cooled off, right? There maybe was some talk earlier in the year, but Philly's cooled off quite a bit. They're not as dominant a National League favorite as they were before.
69-50 right now overall.
That's fine. That's good. But I think what we're seeing in baseball in general is there's not that one dominant team that everyone's chasing.
Oh, yeah.
Like the Dodgers, like the Braves, anything like that. There's a bunch of pretty good to pretty solid teams, but it's not like it's been Bryce Harper who's keeping Philly atop the NL East.
A couple of the other names I do want to get to just on this list. Obviously, Adley Rutschman, catcher. Jackson Holliday would be 24 years old in 2028. Obviously, he hit a couple of home runs in a row just these last couple of weeks.
4 in 6 days.
Yeah, 4 in 6 days. Gunnar Henderson, another part of that Orioles infield, is there. Bobby Witt Jr. How about that one, right?
Man.
Bobby Witt Jr.
Bobby hit.
He'll be 28, still have 6 years left on his deal.
Y'all
with
see
the
the
Royals.
homer he hit today?
I was telling you, it was like
letter high 97 cranked out to left center bullpen.
Oh my
It
goodness.
was super high.
And now it's
way
4-1 Royals in the 8th. Paul DeYoung is a triple shy of the cycle.
Ooh.
Paul DeYoung.
Paul DeYoung.
Trade deadline acquisition.
Cole Reagan, 7 innings, 1 run.
We never got to have,
there goes that
Austin.
man.
I just realized we never got to have the conversation with Nick about would what MLB is going to do in 2028.
Yeah, with players.
Yeah, we never had that. We had that conversation on Monday.
Yeah,
I would imagine that it's going to be. Yeah, I would imagine that. What is it? Probably it's a 2-week leave.
2-3. I'm not sure how many teams.
Well, the Olympics themselves last 2 weeks. So, and my guess is they play a lot of the qualifiers. So, really, hypothetically, if all you have to do is have an 8-team tournament, that's essentially just 3 days of games if you do it tournament style. So you can make it just 1 week that baseball misses, hypothetically, unless you're playing pool play, round robin, everything like that. Then you really got to spread it out.
What would be
smart? Be like soccer, where you have to play to qualify to make it to the Olympics, and then you have
I don't think so.
Pool play, and then you have elimination rounds.
Is there enough teams to do that?
I think you'd find a way to skip pool play.
Yeah.
Yes, I agree.
They've only done 8 in every other Olympics aside from 2021 when they had 6.
And I think 8's a good number. I don't think you can get 16 legitimate Olympic quality baseball teams.
Yeah, I don't know
necessarily.
Not from countries, but leagues or.
Well, yeah, because you're gonna have it's gonna be very
Asian
similar
leagues,
like the WBC.
South American leagues.
Some of those pools were stretched.
Yeah, they were stretched. You're gonna have the Dominican Republic. You're gonna have Puerto Rico,
Cuba,
Venezuela.
Yeah, Venezuela. Yeah. But then
Japan,
Curacao.
I'd be curious on if the KBL. I mean, how are they involved, right?
South Korea
and also what players from even Major League Baseball want to play for their home country, right? Like Shohei Ohtani and Shota. And whoever the dude for the Dodgers is,
Shohei?
No. The pitcher
Yamamoto.
Yeah. I saw something that was interesting
Munataki.
today, right? When you're just this, the reason why it's interesting for me because of the topic that we're talking about right now is they were speaking in reference to basketball. This even gets worse in baseball because they literally stuck the United States of America over all of Europe, and it covered everything. I mean, it went all the way up. Oh, the United States is so big, it went all the way to almost Soviet Union, all the way to Spain, up to England.
Yeah.
So you're talking about a talent pool that is more rich than most places in themselves.
Yes.
So that makes it difficult because you're going to have a talent-rich pool to draw from as a whole. Because just think about it. Most of those people are drawing from Georgia and Alabama as a country.
And yet they're still really freaking good.
Good.
You also have to
Which is crazy, right?
You have those people, and you've seen it year in and year out, those men and women who are born in the United States, but their parents are from one of those other countries. They get that dual citizenship, or they're born, they're military, and they're born in those countries. So they have that dual citizenship, and they don't make Team USA. So they're like, okay, well, I'm going to go play for Germany. I'm going to go play for Italy.
Facts.
Yeah, baseball is going to be really interesting. Not only just because of how they do scheduling. I don't see Major League Baseball necessarily taking a week off.
It could be the All-Star break. You just push it back.
If you shift it,
I don't know if you
potentially.
Can. That's the thing is, I was thinking
because that's a really long first half.
Well, exactly that part. But then also, I was like, you can't just start the season a week earlier.
Yeah.
So they're going to almost, and also there's a lot of teams that are starting their playoff pushes right now. You just got off of the trade deadline, and there's going to be playoff pushes that are made. If you're a buyer or a fringe team on making the playoffs, this is a crucial time because this month of August specifically is really when you decide, okay, are we going to fully go for making the playoffs this year, or are we going to sell off some pieces and maybe take it at 2020, which would be 2029 or 2025 in this case?
Well, for every one of those teams, there's one that needs a break.
Exactly.
Right? The Guardians and the Phillies are kind of fading right now.
Yes.
They would welcome a break, but maybe in 3-4 years, those are teams that are, trying to buy their way into the playoffs. They're trying to make their push. And then the disruption comes. So it's going to change year to year. But like the NHL has dealt with this for years with the Winter Olympics. Even the WNBA has dealt with this, right? That's how they got to the Olympics. So if other leagues can figure it out, I would like to hope baseball would suck it up because I think it's for the good of the game that the best players participate.
How many star players have to say they want to play for their country before the MLB owners are like, fine?
I don't know if there is.
Is it going to be on the owners?
Do you do it in basketball?
I don't know. Is it on the owners or is it on the?
How that would look.
Basketball's the off season though.
No, but what I'm saying is like, just think of what it would be like to like put. Didn't they do that not too long ago? The World against
the World Baseball Classic.
No, the World against. I know they did that in baseball. Yeah. Did they do something like that in basketball? Like the World against the USA or something like that?
At the All-Star break, they have the World versus US, the International All-Star game.
The young guys.
Yeah.
Where it's like USA versus all the other younger guys from
it says USA versus World is what it says.
I think that'd
but it's
be
like
cool.
I don't think Luka will play in at this next All-Star break if they do that again.
I think they should do continents. I think they should do like, think of how that would be, right? If you put a team like Canada, like you have Canada and United States and Mexico, and then you have South America
and the Caribbeans.
Well, yeah, I know the Caribbeans could be their own, right? Because you got Puerto Rico, you've got
Dominican, Cuba.
I mean, they could.
You know, you could, and then you do Europe, and then you do
Asia.
Obviously, I think that would be dope.
Africa, you do Australia, which is just Australia.
I think that would be dope.
Australia's by themselves, though.
Make it a real world championship.
Yeah, I mean, you could.
Who are you, Noah Lyles?
That's where I was going. Because there's so much controversy with that thought right now.
Noah Lyles was out partying that night after he had COVID.
It wasn't that night. It was 2 nights later.
Okay, sorry. Well, makes it much more better.
He said he didn't have it anymore. He said he tested negative.
I thought it was 7 days.
He posted a picture.
This is getting dicey. This is getting dicey. We need to stop.
He had it 3 days before.
What's coming up on the show?
We will very quickly talk about Kirby Smart saying college football is broken. We'll call up Evan Bland to talk Will Bolt extension.
Yeah.
And then could Nebraska fans survive another season with 8 one-possession games?
Ooh.
Kelly Ford came out with a ranking of how many one-possession games he projects teams will play. Nebraska's at 8. Is that the most in the country? We'll go over that. And then the NFL's top 25 under 25 list came out from The Athletic. Let's compare the under 25 team to the over 25 team.
How about that? All that and more coming up in just a few minutes on the block with Strick and Austin. Appreciate you guys. Thanks to Steve Mark of Inside Nebraska for hanging out as always. Good stuff from him. If you missed any of the show, you can check it out on the podcast page, wherever you get your podcasts here from our folks at 93.7 The Ticket. Don't go anywhere. On the block with Strick and Austin is up next right here on 93.7 The Ticket. We will talk to you tomorrow.
Adios.